In this video, we're going to talk about vector negation. We're going to produce a vector that looks exactly like the original that you see on the screen right now, but it will be in the opposite direction. If we were to add these two vectors together, they would exactly cancel to produce 0. Before we get started, let's first give this vector a name. I'm going to call it A. We can tell by looking at this vector that it has components of 3 to the right and 2 up. The horizontal component is seen here, and we can see its vertical component right here. To negate vector A and make a vector that is the opposite, all we'll have to do is take the opposite of each of its components. That'll look like this. Flip the horizontal component around and you get a vector that looks like this. That's one component of our negated vector A. We can do the exact same thing with the vertical component by flipping it upside down as well. We always have the freedom to move vectors around as long as we don't change their magnitude or direction. So let's move this vector component right over to the side. And now we can see exactly what our new vector will become. When we draw the vector that results from these two components, we find that it looks like the original green vector A, but pointing exactly the opposite direction. This is our negated vector, but it needs a name. Since it's the exact opposite of A, we're going to call it minus A. The good news is, it's also very easy to do this in unit vector notation. So let's zoom out just a little bit and give ourselves a little bit of room to see this in practice in unit vector notation. Using unit vector notation, our vector A looks like 3i hat plus 2j hat. But to find minus A, as we said before, all we had to do was take the opposite sign of the components that we started with. Because vector A had a horizontal component of plus 3, vector minus A will have a horizontal component of minus 3. So we have minus 3i hat in the horizontal direction, and because the vertical direction for our original green vector A had plus 2, we'll now have minus 2 in the vertical direction for our negated vector. So what is minus A telling us? It says that minus A points 3 units to the left and 2 units down. And if we look at the graph that we drew for the vector minus A, that's exactly what we see. 3 units to the left and 2 units down. The exact opposite of our original green vector A.